So the customer decided that I should go ahead and pull this fuel rail off on this side and fix the O-rings, and I take it off and there are no O-rings. All four of these injectors are missing their O-rings, so my theory is that when they lifted the rail out, the O-rings pulled off and stayed in the intake manifold, and they are nowhere to be seen. They're not on top of the cylinder head. I've looked in the intake port with a borescope, and there's no sign of any O-rings in there in the intake ports, so I suspect it's already ate them. Be lucky if it didn't get in between the intake valve and the valve seat and possibly keep the valve open enough for the piston to contact it. We'll see. We'll put some O-rings in there and see how it runs. Well, there was 7 out of 8 injector seals missing. I found 5 of them. I managed to recover 5 out of the intake ports. The other 3 or other 2 are AWOL. So it's running fine now. No more vacuum leaks. Hopefully those O-rings have already passed on through the engine and aren't going to do any damage. So this Ford's running now, and just having a look at the fuel trims, I see bank 1 sensor 102 is toggling beautifully, ridge lean. Bank 1 sensor 2 is fairly flat lined, 50 to 63 millivolts. Bank 2 sensor 1 is now flat lined at 200 millivolts, and the rear O2 is at 24 millivolts. Let's see if it's in closed loop or not. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's in closed loop fault, so that means there's some kind of it's flagged a code. I had cleared all the codes out of it, and I assumed that would reset the fuel trims, but it might not. Short-term fuel trims are okay in both banks. So let's exit out here and then check it for codes. Let's see what codes we might have. Memory codes. It might not be in memory yet, it might be pending. O2 signal stuck lean, bank 2 sensor 1. It was not lean when I was looking at it. Let's clear that. And then we'll look at fuel trims again. Let's take a look at the data again. O2 sensor data. Bank 2 sensor 1. This is the one that was peg lean before. And this is bank 1 sensor 1. This is bank 2 sensor 1. It's flat lined lean right now. Short-term fuel trim on bank 2 should be going positive. 45% already? Wow. So bank 2 is running lean, or the O2 sensor has failed running lean. Let's see what the rear O2 sensor is saying. This is the rear one. Wow. Bank 2 sensor 1 is showing round, or now it's gone into open loop fault or closed loop fault or something. No, it still says closed loop. Now it's running rich, and the rear O2 is reading lean. This is strange. I think it's got an O2 sensor problem on bank 2. I'll have to have a look next. Well, I know it's plugged in, but certainly not working the same as the other side. Well, I can't find any vacuum leaks on bank 2, which would be the driver's side. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 down the right side, and 5, 6, 7, 8 down the driver's side, so that's bank 2. And bank 2 sensor 102 is flat lined at about 250 millivolts, actually 160 right now. yet the rear O2 sensor is reading rich. Now it's flatline lean, but pretty hard for the rear one to be pegged full rich and the forward one to be pegged full lean. I'm sure the catalyst is not producing hydrocarbons, so I think that bank 2 oxygen sensor has failed, falsely reporting a lean condition. It's funny thing is, it's not adding fuel right now. Short-term and long-term fuel trims are reasonably, plus or minus 10, and now it's back into closed loop fault again. So it runs pretty good. It's just running in closed loop fault. I'm going to recommend replacing that driver's side forward oxygen sensor, and we'll see what happens. So I noticed this drip underneath this truck after running it and topping up the transmission, and I got it up on the hoist and I shut it off, and it's dripping right out of the filler pipe O-ring. I'm not sure if they put a new O-ring on the filler pipe. It looks like there's RTV sealant on there, but he's going to have to take that out and reseal it because it's definitely leaking. I wanted to see this rear or forward oxygen sensor here. Not too bad to get at. Maybe I have one. We'll see. So I took this rear sensor or forward sensor out, and I'm inspecting it. I said I got a previously enjoyed one here I was going to put in, and I noticed the wires been rubbing on the floor. The two white wires are the O2 sensor signal wires. One's ground and one's signal, and then the gray wire I believe is the heater circuit, the control circuit for the heater. I believe the black wire is power, but I'm not 100% certain on that. Anyways, that's definitely been shorting the ground and causing an issue. We'll see if we got a previously enjoyed sensor to throw in here just to try it. Okay, let's have a look at O2 sensor readings now with a previously enjoyed oxygen sensor installed in bank 2 sensor 1. Okay, here's bank 2 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 1. Amperage. That's starting to work now. Here's the two rear O2 sensors now. Let's see what the fuel trims are doing. Short-term fuel trim on bank 2 is plus or minus 2%. Well, that looks a little better. 239 to 859 and 66 to 750. Well, I'll tell him to buy a new sensor, and he's got to fix the tranny leak.